Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Have you ever been puzzled by the way people use emails? The global proliferation of email may have been one of the most significant advances in human communications, but the technology didn't arrive with the instructional manual. So as a result, emails sometimes reflect both the best and the worst of human behavior. For example, a couple of weeks ago, one of our coworkers here at FTB, named Robert, sent a friendly reminder about a person named Otis. That was retiring, just a friendly reminder that about a potluck. Apparently, it was an innocent mistake, and he sent the email to other units and other divisions. Even though it was an innocent mistake, this email sent off a chain reaction of responses. Some people were using caps to reply to him. Some people were saying, "Call me," or "Who's this Otis?" It went back and forth for several days and clogged our emails. What I'd like to tell you is a few etiquettes about using emails that every professional should know. Research have found that an average U.S. employee spends about a quarter of his or her time at work combing through hundreds of emails each employee sends and receives each day. That's a %quarter of your time. And yet, according to career coach Barbara Packer, plenty of professionals still don't know how to use email appropriately, and I'm one of them. I can vouch for that. Because people send and receive so many messages each day, many end up making embarrassing mistakes, and that could be detrimental in a professional interaction. For example, we misspell errors while typing out an email on your smartphone, or it may come off as too casual or unprofessional. Number one, include a clear, direct subject line. Examples of a good subject include, for example, meeting date changed. People often decide whether to open the email based on the subject line. Choose one that lets reader know you're addressing their concern or business issues. Make a topic clear is doubly important for group emails, where your messages will matter more to some recipients than others. If the context of an email has changed, the subject line also should change too. Okay? Revise, for example, revised launch schedule, rather than saying RE:, RE, because that person's going to be missing the subject. For number two, use a professional email address. You should always have an email address that conveys your name so the recipient knows exactly who's sending the email. If you work for a company, you should use the company email address. But if you use a personal email account, whether you're self-employed or just like using it occasionally for work-related correspondence, you should be careful when using that address. Please don't use examples like baby girl ad or beer lover. That's not professional. Doesn't matter if you're self-employed or not. Think twice before hitting reply all. For example, the example I gave you earlier. Even though he made that mistake, but the rest of the world, 4,000 employees at FTV, was unnecessary. No one wants to read those emails from 100 people. It was a chain, and we kept reading and kept hitting the delete button. So please refrain from hitting reply all, unless you really think everybody needs to be on the list. Use professional salutations. This is number 4. Keep your email short. Don't use laid-back colloquials like, "Hey guys," "Hi folks." Leave it professional. Use hello or hi when you start your email, or good morning. She also advises against shortening anyone's name. Unless you know that person personally, or if they prefer to call a short name, use their name as is. For example, don't call him, if he prefers to call Mike, then do that. Unless it's Michael, then please use that. Use exclamation points sparingly. Okay? Only use exclamation points to convey excitement. People sometimes get carried away. I get emails from people where they have like 4 or 5 exclamations and happy faces, and sometimes that's fun, but not all the time. Okay? Exclamation points should be used sparingly. Be cautious with humor. Something perceived as funny when spoken may come across very differently than when written. When in doubt, leave it out. Know that people from different cultures speak different language and write differently. For example, different culture differences, especially in writing forms when we can't see another body language. Tailor your message depending on the receiver's cultural background, or how will you know them. A good rule to keep in mind: get to know the person. For example, cultures like Japanese and Arabs and Chinese wants to get to know you before doing business. Therefore, it may be common for business associates in these countries to be more personal in their writing. On the other hand, people from cultures like Germans, Americans, prefer to get to the point very quickly. Reply to your email even if email wasn't intended for you. Just don't reply to all. For example, you could say, I know you're busy. I don't think this was meant to send to me, and I wanted to let you know, so you can send it to the correct person. Because sometimes we all have gotten wrong emails from people that wasn't intended for us. Number 9, proofread every message. Your mistakes won't go unnoticed by the recipients of your emails, especially when you're sending it to your supervisors and management at FTB, because they will notice those mistakes. Don't rely on spell checkers. Read and reread your emails a few times, preferably loud before sending it off. Add the email address last. So if you're sending it to, for example, if I were to send an email to Jenna, I wanted to write my message, it's a good idea to delete the recipient's address and make sure the message is there before I add her name. And number 11 and last, double check that you selected the correct recipient.